Okay, shuru korchi. Good afternoon, all the participants. I welcome you all and our respected speaker on behalf of IIC Sri Ramakrishna Institute of Science and Technology. Let us introduce our speaker. He is Mr. Ankit Kumar, co-founder Uni Architect. Earlier, he worked at Tata Consultancy Service. I request you, sir, to take over the platform. Sir, please.
Yeah, hello everyone. Am I audible?
Hello. Yes,
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
sir.
Okay. Okay. Okay, let me turn on video. I think I am visible as well. So first of all, thank you for inviting me here. Thank you, Sri Ramakrishna College, for inviting me here. So I'll just share my screen. Before starting this session, I would like to know what branches are you from, students?
Sir,
Summer from
my name is
electrical,
Ramesh
sir.
Kumar.
Electrical and mechanical.
Sir,
Sudipta from mechanical.
Okay, okay, fine, okay, fine.
Sir, I am from electric.
Okay, okay. Civil?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, fine, fine, fine. So let's start our session. So I'll tell you about my story of starting the Uni Architect startup, and in between I'll tell you the points which you have to take care if you are looking for a startup. So I'll just keep my video off. My bandwidth is low. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So my screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
No,
Okay.
sir, not yet. Oh, yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, fine. So I'll tell you about my startup Uni Architect, which is basically a civil startup where we deal with the building of houses, architecture, and other stuff related to building interior and this kind of stuff. So that's why I asked about the branches. So let me first introduce myself. I'm Ankit Kumar, co-founder of Uni Architect. I'm doing my MTech from IIT Patna in mathematics and computing. So let me start. So first thing I'll before going to jumping into the startup area. So I'll just compare what is the benefits of job and what is the benefits of startup. So in job, you work only 7, 8, 9 hours a day daily, but in startup you have to work 24/7. So from the outside world, it looks like startup is very good thing. You get you earn well, you have work-life balance, but this is not the case. So what you are risking is job security is not then startup. Suppose you are you're doing a startup and after 5-6 months your startup is failed. So this job security is not there. You will not get allowance. If you join any company, you will get several kind of allowance, right? And you have work-life balance. You only work 8 hours and rest of the time you can give it to your family. You will not get paid leaves. There's no leaves in startup because it's your own company. If you take a leave, if you don't work hard, then your startup will probably sink down. So you'll not get weekend off, sponsors holidays. So, but what you will get is then why to do a startup? You will get is what you will get an exponential growth. So if you are doing a job, your growth will be linear, and also you'll not able to follow your passion, right? So let me move to the next slide. So 3 things how to find your great business idea. So there are 3 things: passion, skill, and solution. So suppose you have a passion of something and you have got some kind of skill set, but combining these two, what kind of solution you can provide. So you have to be in this area where your passion and skill set and you provide a solution to the market, to the people. So what we are doing is, so so everybody wants to live in a beautiful home, beautiful places. Like you want to uh, have a beautiful office place, beautiful home. So but you also need skills to do them, to execute them, to make such things. So solution, we are providing solution. What we are doing is we are giving a solution to the people so that they can build their beautiful homes. Like in India, what is the culture right now? So you don't build an home by an architect. You go to a civil engineer, they do the drawings, and after some time, like they do their stuff. So in building a home, there are many parts. Like you need a civil engineer, you need an architect, you need other workers as well. So but if you are using only civil engineer, so they will like provide their knowledge, but it will not be like very beautiful. You cannot make Burj Khalifa like only by civil engineers. You have to have architects as well. So in India, we are also, there is very much lack of knowledge of what is the importance of architect. So we are also like providing the knowledge of what is the importance of architecture in making such beautiful homes, commercial buildings, or anything. Yeah. So I like jump into how to like make a startup. How can you make a great team? What you have to do. So most of us like will look for perfectionist. Suppose you are making a software company, so you look for perfectionist, right? Like you look for a great software engineer who is very good with coding and all. But your core team, like higher level team, should not have perfectionist. Why I'm saying that is because if you have perfectionists, so they will have their thoughts, and generally they don't try to improve. So you have to gather people who are good at something, consistent and willing to improve. So like building a team is very important in startup, because you will not have a huge team. You will have 5 or 10 of or 20 or 50 of team. So your core team should be like consistent and hardworking and willing to improve is very important. Like suppose you start now and you end up after 2-3 months you are at the same place, you are not improving. So that will not work in the startup, right? So for making a great team, don't look for perfectionists, look for good people who are willing to improve. Okay. Yeah. So how to manage a team? So this is a very big question, like how we can manage teams. Like if suppose you hire somebody to do a thing of your startup and they're not like working enough to build your startup. So suppose you are building startup, but what is happening is you are putting 24/7 effort, but the person you have hired or you are working with who are in your core team, they are not working hard enough. So how to make like how to convey your dreams to them? So conveying your dreams to them is very important. Like you have to make your team believe in your dreams. If they don't believe in your idea, then your startup will fail definitely. So you have to like make them dream about your dream. So and you have to also believe in your team. If you're not believing in your team, then again it will not work. So there are many odds in which your startup will not work, and there is very less odd in favor of your startup. So in first mistake like people do is in picking up the team. If any of one of your member, because you have a small team, and if any member is like not working hard enough, then it will not work. So how to like find people in team? So this question comes up. So first of all, and the most important is, what is your network? So you cannot like go blindly in the market and look for a person that will work hard for you or your startup. So you have to first look at your network, like how whom with you are directly connected, like your colleagues, maybe your friend of 10 years old friend or something like that. So first you have to go and search your network. If you find, that is very good. If you don't find it, then you have LinkedIn platforms, you can connect. Like if you are looking for some kind of skill set in your team, then you can search for that skill in LinkedIn and connect. And third, which I use, and which we use in our startup is college and institute. Like the earlier institute where I have studied, I directly contact them, and they have good people, so I can hire them and they can work for me, and they are very good. Actually, the young blood are very good at improving. And comparatively, like if you have old person in team, they will have experience for sure, but if you have to do large amount of work, you have to have young people in your team. So I prefer like college institutes. So my preference is my network and college institute. So, and for a particular task, you can go for the LinkedIn. Like in our team, we have some people hired from LinkedIn, and others are from our network and our college institutes only. Like for us, tech job is doing uh, by a college graduate only. So that is how our team is built. So the most important thing, what happens if I think my startup will fail? Or definitely this is a question in like everyone's mind, that my startup, I'm like starting a startup, it will work or not? What is what happens if I fail? I have to quit job. Or many of us think I have to quit job before starting a startup. So what will happen? How will get I money? So we'll answer these kind of questions. So first of all, you have to believe in yourself. This is very important. Like if you are going to start a startup, 99% of people will be against you. Okay, so this is a reality, hard reality, that no one will initially support you. After some time, they will start supporting you. Like your family members may be against you or maybe with you, but after some time they will start supporting you. But initially, you have to believe in yourself and trust your instincts. So like you are thinking that I'm going to start a company, and I think it will grow 20 times in like say 3 years. So you have to trust yourself. So, and like there is a line between confidence and overconfidence, right? So if you have an idea and you think it will like grow 50 times without doing any market research, then it's overconfidence, right? You have to believe in yourself, but you have to also so you have to evaluate your risk. Don't just do it blindly, like you think an idea today and tomorrow you are thinking to like construct a startup. So that will not work. You have to do market research, analysis, various kind of research, then you can continue with your startup. So many of us think in this way only. Like today, I think there is some problem. Yes, one more thing. If you have any question, you can ask in between. Also, if
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir. My name is Aman Sana,
Yes, Aman.
and I'm from electrical department, third year.
Yes.
Sir, as you said about this, like startup, I understood. I get your point very deeply, and my question is like, if we have a startup and we arrange a team, like you said, your network,
Great.
college.
Yes,
So
yes.
we arrange a team. So as you said, people will not support, and the question which arises in our head whether we are going to succeed or we fail in the startup. So
Mm-hmm.
that you have answered, the self-confident and trust in yourself. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
My question is how can we trust the team members? Like if we have a 6 team of starters,
Mm-hmm.
so how can I go inside their brains and how can I judge their nature? The main
Yes,
thing,
yes.
whether they are going to support me in future or not, or they are going to be the source of my loss. Like how can I judge their mind and make a good decision so that I can make the decision whether they are good for my startup team or not?
Yes, yes.
Realizing them my dream, that is another thing, but going inside their head and studying their mind, that is another thing, sir. So how can I judge that thing?
Yes, yes. This is a very good question, Aman. Like in this kind of stuff, like if you have a team of 6 and you have to judge like one person is doing well or not, like he is good for your team or not. So you have to give him some task. So if you give him some task, you can see like how he's performing. And if he's in your core member, like his partner or something, then you have to look like what he is doing for by himself to make your startup grow. Is he like doing himself, or you are like pushing him to do some kind of work? So if you see a lack of interest or lack of hard work in him, then definitely he's not the right fit for you, right? So you have to judge him. It's a like difficult task for you, but like you have to like keep tracking him, like if he is doing by his own or you are forcing him to do. So if you are forcing, then your answer, you have got the answer. You have to like move on with him or look for other member. I hope I have
Okay,
answered.
sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So what happens if your startup fails? Suppose you're doing a startup and it fails. So how to like conquer that? So as you can see that you have to analyze your mistake. No problem if your startup fails. Like I'm doing my startup Uni Architect, and before this I have like a history of 2 failed startup as well. So don't get demotivated that my startup has failed. So before starting up, you have to obviously analyze your risk. But if your startup fails, then analyze your mistake, come up with a better solution, and you discuss with your members like what happened, what went wrong, and how can you improve. If you like, you have to go in the same sector, or you are thinking to change the idea, or or you'll not like do a startup at all. Your job is better for you. Like it's not necessary that you have to do a startup only. If you don't like, it is not fitting you, then please don't do. Then go for the job, because you have to sacrifice many things startup. So it's not really easy, but yes, you'll get the chance to follow your passion. So if you are willing to take that risk, then that is very good. So another question arises, like there's another startup with the same idea, what to do? So this is a question in everyone's mind. Like suppose I start up Ola right now, correct? So Uber is there, Ola is there, so I'm thinking to start my own cab company, cab rental company or something like that. Then what to do? Like there are many similar companies are already there. Then what I have to do? Like how will you deal with this kind of stuff? So yeah, so let's look at the answer. So first, if there is already a startup in the same sector, same idea, then learn from them. Definitely learning is very important. Also I want to say that if already there is startup with the same idea, then don't get discouraged, because it's not necessary that only the first company will win. uh, because if you do it in a better way, you bring some innovation, then your startup might be like more successful than the previous, like the first one who started. So don't get demotivated. So learn from them, analyze market, what market demand is. This is very important. Most of us forget this. They don't analyze market and they directly throw their solution in the market. So this will not work. Okay, so you have to analyze the market. Third thing is bring innovation. Like suppose you have a business of cab company only, like you have an app and you are providing services for cab. So what innovation you can bring? Like now you can see that there are many Uber, Ola all have like improvised their cab services, and they are providing some security, they are providing you location so you can track. They are providing emergency contacts, emergency push button is there. If you feel any security risk, you can press that button. So this kind of innovation you have to bring. And also, like if you are from, anyone is from CS background, then you can use the emerging technologies, uh, AI, ML, and you can implement them in your, like in building something. Like we have a thing called budget predictor. In that, what we do is, suppose you have to build your home. Okay, so you have an area of 2,000 square feet, suppose that, and you want to go with suppose 4 floors. Okay, so you have G+4 kind of stuff in your mind. So what our budget estimator will do, will give a budget of what type of cost you will get. So in this, we are using like ML to uh, do this kind of prediction. So you have to bring some kind of innovation in the market. Okay, if you have any other point, you can say like how to deal with this kind of stuff. If anyone have some point, they can add. Okay, so a very important point is what is like how to get funding. Many of things like I'm doing a startup, I need some money, I need 10 crore rupees. How will I get it? Okay. Sorry. Okay. So how to get fundings? So before coming to funding, how to get funding, I'll like to tell you about pros and cons. So I'll tell you a short story here. Like uh, two people like founded this startup, and what happened is like they went for funding to a company, and they gave uh, like 10 crore rupees, and they sold their 10% shares to them, and also board seat. So in funding there are two things. Okay, let me write. To give some percent of share, X% of share to someone, to some company. Also, you give X number of seats in your board. Okay. So if you go for suppose company XYZ company for funding, and you tell this company that I want 10 crore rupees, this is my idea, and so this company will tell you like you give me 10% share and you give me 2 seats of board in your board. Suppose you have 10 seats in your board. Okay. If you have 10 seats in your board, this company will say, okay, give me 2 seats in your board. Okay. So you agree. And okay, I'll fine. I'll give you 2 seats in my board, and I'll give you say 5% of share. Okay. So that's fine. You go to another company, ABC company. You give this company also 2 seats, and you give W something company, and this company also you give 2 seats. So totally you are given 6 seats. So your total seats was 10, and you have given 6 seats to these 3 companies to 2 seats, and finally you have 4 seats by your own. So you are thinking you are the boss, you are the owner of the company. But what happens is this company come together and kick you out. So this happens, right? So do you know like Flipkart they've kicked, and this is a story of Bansals. So Benny Bansal, so the company is kicked out the initial owner from the company. And also you might have heard about like Steve Jobs was also kicked out. So have you heard about this? Like Flipkart, the real owners were kicked out, founders, and also the Steve Jobs. So so this is a very important point. If you are like going for funding, there is cons as well. There is not only pros, there is cons as well. So you have to be careful, and you don't have to just take blindly funding from any company. So
Sir,
mhm,
sir, sorry to interrupt you.
mhm.
Sir, you said about the funding. So that point which you said like with an idea, if I go to the company and ask for 10 crore rupees,
Yeah,
and
correct.
they will demand a 10% interest a share and 2 seats in a board of directors.
Yes.
So sir, that thing is going to be means उसका कोई मतलब वो एंड तक वैसा रहेगा, या उसका कोई बॉन्ड भी मतलब कोई साइन होता है कि जब तक आपका कंपनी कल को अगर हम आसमान अगर छुएंगे उसका 10 करोड़ पे उसको हम वापस कर दिए कंपनी को वापस, हमको खुद से अगर पूरा मतलब खुद से ही रन करना है, तो तब भी उसका सीट्स एंड शेयर्स क्या वो रहेगा कि वो एक बॉन्ड साइन होता है, मतलब लीगली होता है कुछ?
नहीं, obviously legally होता है. Obviously it will go legally. But suppose like your company, so why will you invest? अगर आप रॉकेट कल को छुएंगे, इसीलिए तो वो इन्वेस्ट कर रहा है ना, right? So
Yes.
yeah, so there is a bond, but generally like you have to like they think for future. So they'll not like uh, tell you to expect in 5 or 6 years. They'll generally go for 10 years. They have a vision. Like XYZ company have a vision like after 10 years this will give me crores of rupees. So they'll like look at your idea and they'll invest accordingly. So definitely there's a bond, like what percent seats are there, what kind of seats you are giving them in the board of directors. So definitely it is there. But so you have to think in that way also. No, company will only invest, like investor will only invest if he's seeing your idea as like a good idea, or you will give him some profit. So that is the
Sir,
case.
in the board of directors, when जब वो लोग when they will take the 2 seats, so they are of course going to take the legal decisions with the
Yes, correct,
same as
correct,
well.
correct. Suppose you pass a bill like you want your company to expand in suppose USA. So you have to come with a proposal, and you have to present in the board of directors. Then if you get the majority, then you can expand, or else they will send you home. They can also kick you out. They can change anything about your company. So you have to take care of the board of directors as well. Like after some time, if your company is a very big company, then after that, uh, board of directors, it will be more valuable than your shares. Suppose you have not given board of directors seats, but you have given shares. So maybe you are making very less of profit. Suppose you are only making 10% profit, okay, but you have the say in your company. So you have given 90% of profit to other investors, okay, but you have the say, you have the board of directors power, so you can do anything. But if you are so what will happen, you will earn less, but you will have the say. So suppose they cannot kick you out, they cannot kick you out. But and if you make the name of yourself, then you can again start a company, another company. That is very easy. You can if you so you already have all this kind of stuff, so that you can easily start another company. So your name will be more valuable than your shares, okay. And also the board of directors will be more costly. Suppose you are selling your 10% share in 10 crore rupees, but your one board seat will be more than that 10 crore rupees. So this both thing is there, like shares as well as you will not sell only equity, they will also demand for the board of shares. If they don't demand, then that is well and good. If you only have to share the profit, then that is very good. But generally, like what I've seen, that they ask for board of shares. So if you have 10 shares, then they'll ask for maybe 2. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir. Okay.
so there are 2 questions. Will it reduce my say in the company? Definitely, answer is yes. If you take funding, then definitely your say will be reduced. And will it help my company to grow exponentially? Its answer is maybe yes, maybe no. It depends on your, like, do you really need funding, this kind of funding, or you are self-sufficient? So many companies, many startups are there who are not in the need of funding. So so this can, like, you can exponentially grow or exponentially sink as well. So sinking is also possible. Don't think that only startups grow, many startups sinks. So yeah, that is the case. So any questions regarding funding, you can ask me, because like this is the topic where I was struggling when I was starting a startup. I was not aware of the funding part. I have 2 more slides also, but if you have any questions, please let me know, or else I will proceed. So let's proceed. So how to get funding? So there are many programs, like in which you have to submit your idea, and if your idea is selected, then you can get in some colleges also they fund you for, like, fund you some amount. Also the government institution is also funding the startups. The government of India is also funding the startups, so they have incubators and all. So if you get some kind of funding from your college, government, that is very good. Otherwise, these are the common platforms. So Y Community is very famous, and Let's Venture is also there. So there are many, like, this is only listed, I listed only 4 kinds. They are actually different kinds, but there are more than 20-30 which are very good. So there is one Nvidia Inception program, and these are only for startups. I've mentioned only for startups, not for grown-up companies. Okay. So AWS Innovate is there, so you can leverage this platform for running your applications and other things. So these are there. Okay. Yeah. So any questions regarding funding? Because I'm already, like, I've taken 30 minutes. This session is of 45 minutes. Please go come with your questions, or we can finish this up.
Participants, if you have any doubt, please ask to Sir.
Okay, then. If no question is there, here's my contact for my company. This is uniarchitect@gmail.com. any civil people here or anyone who would like to work with me, you can email them with your resume, and then we'll see that if we can take you. This is also an email. We are present on YouTube. This is our website, Instagram, and this is my personal email. You can mail me, and also on LinkedIn you can follow. So let me conclude. I have 3-4 points to conclude. So first of all, this slides is very important. Like, are you willing to take the risk? Yes, risk is there because you have to sacrifice many things. So you have to take the risk. So first thing is risk, and you have to evaluate the risk as well. You don't have to risk everything for the startup. You have to evaluate your risk if your like family condition is like there, so you can go for a startup or you have to do a job. So first is risk. You have to find the solution, great solution for great business idea for the market. This is there. Also, if you fail, that is not a problem. Failure is okay. Failure is fine, unless you want to grow rapidly. So failure will not stop you, right? Failure will only like give you another path. So many of like we have heard this kind of comments, like after like Edison invented the bulb after very huge amount of attempts. So that is fine. So but after failure, you don't have to stop. You have to analyze the mistakes as well. So this is, and also one, yeah, this is also very important. After failing, you have to do it this, you have to do this very fast, very fast. If you're not doing very fast, then another company will pick you up. Okay. So if they have the same idea and do it very slowly, you implement a idea in 6 months, then you are finished. Okay. So that is there. So other than this, if you have any questions, please go on. And if you want to know about my company, then I'll tell you how we are working. We can discuss. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time.
Yeah. Thank you.
Uh, and thanks for sharing your journey of startup and especially motivating us students. Students, please ask something to sir if you have any questions.
Also, you can connect with me on my mail or LinkedIn. I'm very open. Like you can directly ask me any questions, not about startups, anything else. You can ask. Don't be hesitant, because initially I was very hesitant to ask. So this is the case for most of the students. They are very hesitant to ask questions. So please go on. So many of you are joining now.
ওকে স্টুডেন্ট তোমাদের কি কিছু কোয়েশ্চেন করার নেই? যদি কোনো ডাউট থাকে তো স্যারকে জিজ্ঞেস করতে পারো। I think they don't have any questions, sir.
Okay, fine.
Thank you once again. Okay, so we are concluding our program.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you all the participants.